From keys to gate, we've raised the bar. Our ports are strengthened. Ships and trade are coming through faster. Reinforced infrastructure, modernized terminals and harbors, cleared access roads, and seamless truck entry with smarter flow. Operational readiness is more than goal, it's our standard. Nigerian Ports Authority, a national brand asset anchored on service excellence.
And welcome to NAGAFF Cargo Watch this Friday morning, being the last Friday in the month of August, just a few days away from Ember months. God is great, isn't He? Well, this morning we shall be bringing to you news from the maritime industry and our interactive segment with the topic Nigeria Ports Authority NPA under Dr. Abubakar Dansoho. It promises to be an interesting one on Metro 97.7 FM. You're welcome back. Now, the news. The Council has called for the implementation of a 1% freight stabilization fee and the enactment of the Nigeria Port Economic Regulation Act, Bill 2 2025 into law. The Nigeria Shippers Council appealed to lawmakers to accelerate both the implementation and passage of the bill, noting that it will strengthen the council's capacity to effectively carry out its statutory obligations. The Executive Secretary and Chief Executive Officer of the NSC, Dr. Akota Pius Ukeyema, made appeal when the Senate Committee on Marine Transport paid him an oversight visit to the council headquarters in Lagos. He urged the committee to fast-track the enactment of the NIPERA Bill 2025 into law and also support the council's financial independence through the 1% freight stabilization fee. Speaking on the challenges facing the NLC, Okema said that while progress had been made, major issues remained, particularly in the area of funding and sustaining the council's independence. In his remarks, the chairman of the Senate Committee on Marine Transport, Senator Wasiu Sani Esikolon, said the performance of the Nigeria Shippers Council as a port economic regulator and a key driver of the efficiency in shipping is central to Nigeria's economic aspirations.
Secretary and Chief Executive Officer of Nigerian Shippers Council, Dr. Akuta Pius, has called for stakeholders' engagement to address the persistent rejection of Nigerians' export at the international markets. Dr. Akuta made the call when the members of the Export Commodity Committee from the Ministry of Trade and Investment paid a courtesy visit to the NSC's headquarters in Lagos. He urged the committee to extend similar visits to other government agencies in order to foster collective efforts that will ensure Nigerians export gain wider recognition and acceptance globally.
Of the Nigeria Ports Authority (NPA), Dr. Abubakar Dansoho, has been elected Vice President for Africa of the International Association for Ports and Harbors (IAPH), thereby further cementing Nigeria's growing influence in global maritime affairs. In a release, the General Manager Corporate and Strategy, Mr. Ikechukwu Onyemekara, said the election held in Tokyo, Japan, marks another milestone for Dansoho, who previously made history as the first Nigerian to lead the Port Management Association of West and Central Africa since its establishment in 1972. International recognition of Nigeria's renewed leadership in maritime development, adding that Dansoho's leadership at the NPA has been marked by major operational gains, including a significant rise in non-oil exports and improved trade balance. According to the Nigeria Export Processing Council, NEP, non-oil exports rose by 19.59% in the first half of 2025 to $3.225 billion, while export volumes on NPA platforms climbed to 4.04 million metric tons. The Nigeria Economic Summit Group, NESG, also hinted that these reforms are helping Nigeria achieve a trade surplus for the first time in several years. Founded in 1955 and headquartered in Tokyo. IAPH is a global alliance of more than 190 ports and 167 port-related businesses across 89 countries. Collectively, its members handle over 60% of the world's seaborne trade and container traffic. The body plays a key role in shaping global maritime policy, working closely with the International Maritime Organization, World Customs Organization, and the United Nations system. Port policy debates, strengthening its voice in advancing trade efficiency, port resilience, and sustainable growth in the maritime sector.
Blow economy Adegboyega Oyetola has congratulated Dr. Abubakar Dansoho on his election as Vice President of the International Association of Ports and Harbors. In a statement issued on Wednesday by his Special Advisor on Media and Communications, Dr. Bolaji Akinola, Mr. Oyetola described the election as a testament to Dr. Dansoho's outstanding leadership and a global recognition of Nigerians' growing influence in maritime affairs. The minister noted that the development is a direct reflection of the significant strides made under the federal government's port modernization program designed to elevate Nigerian ports to international standards and position the country as a leading maritime hub in Africa. He emphasized that Dan Soho's role within such an influential body will be instrumental in advancing Nigeria's interests on the global stage. Mr. Oyetola expressed confidence that Dr. Dan Soho's wealth of experience will enable him make impactful contributions to the IAPH and in doing so further elevate Nigeria's voice in global maritime policy, debates, and foster deeper international collaboration.
Mr. Adeboyega Oyetola, CON, has called for the immediate review and removal of war risk insurance premiums imposed on Nigeria-bound vessels. Mr. Oyetola, who made the call at the third annual Maritime Lecture of the Maritime Reporters Association of Nigeria, MARAN, held in Lagos, described the surcharge of as outdated, unjust, and detrimental to the nation's economic competitiveness. The minister, who was represented by his special advisor on media and communications, Dr. Bolaji Akinola, lamented that despite its efforts and achievements, Nigeria continues to bear the burden of war risk insurance premiums imposed by international underwriters. He observed that these charges, based on outdated perceptions of insecurity, have cost the nation an estimated $1.5 billion in the last few years. The minister stressed that Nigeria's narrative of piracy and armed robbery on its waters no longer reflects present realities, adding that over the past 4 years, the country has recorded zero piracy incidents due to sustained investments in maritime security, particularly through the Deep Sea Blue Project. The Deep Blue Project, implemented by the Nigeria Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA, in partnership with the Nigerian Navy, integrates air, land, and sea assets to deliver real-time surveillance and interdiction. The success of this initiative, he further stated, has been acknowledged globally, earning Nigeria commendations from the International Maritime Organizations, the International Maritime Bureau, and removal from the International Bargaining Forum's list of high-risk nations. I'm afraid that's where we draw the curtain on our news beat for today. We'll be right back.